before we get into the quick news and laughs, I'm going to share with you. Guess what I found out? Strong evidence right now, very strong evidence that those who are spreading this idiotic concept called Loxism, perhaps you've seen this a time or two. There is very strong evidence that these people are Israeli citizens and they operate these accounts out of other countries. This information has been shared with me recently. You'll have to check it out for yourself. But they operate these accounts out of other countries, a lot of them in Southeast Asia, but elsewhere around the world as well. But there is strong evidence that these individuals are Israelis. Now, what does this prove? You've probably seen the Loxist nonsense. What is Loxism? It sounds totally asinine. Well, it is. Loxism means that Jews hating whites. That is what Loxism means. Well, what does it? We see this, they pop up from time to time on our posts, on our memes. They show in and they say, no, it's Loxism. It's Loxist. It's on and on. These idiots say this. Well, what does it do by saying Loxism? In its definition being that Jews hating white people. What it does is it centers Jews. It keeps Jews centered. What is the argument that we make here in Service to White Well-Being? That we cannot create a people if we continue to center another group of humanity. We can only become a people if we center ourselves. And isn't it fascinating that there are, and we're on YouTube, so potentially you're going to have to look into it for yourself. But in my opinion, and maybe by way of the information that's been shared with me, isn't it fascinating that Israeli citizens are the ones that are trying to encourage you to keep things focused and centered on Jews, even hating Jews, loving Jews, centers Jews in the conservative movement, hating Jews, centers Jews in the anti-non-white, anti-Jew schmuck movement. Isn't it fascinating that they want to keep the Jews centered and not the white race? It's almost as if they're telling you, as long as you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, that they're outright telling you that your program of centering white people is the only threat to the group that wields, by all intents and purposes, the group that wields the most influence on planet Earth. The group that wields the most influence is effectively telling you that you need to not center yourselves. You need to continue to center Jewish people. Even if it's for hate, you have to center them. God Almighty, I cannot believe that I've been this right, that this community has been this right for so very wrong. Keep an eye on these accounts showing up, ladies and gentlemen, saying Loxist and Loxism. And effectively, every time they say that, they're telling you the Go Free program works. It is the only path to the redemption of Western kind. There simply is no other way, ladies and gentlemen.